I remember staying on the road all the time. It was like we were either driving the truck or we were doing some type of truck working. You know what I mean? It was just a constant grind, of balancing my passion along with, which was the music. It was one and the same. It is one and the same. We were balancing this thing constantly with financial obligations. You know what I mean? Just continually driving, 8-hour, 10-hour shifts and things of that nature. You know what I mean? Just trying to get every single load to its inevitable destination. And the whole while, the tough part about it was that I'm continually thinking about my dream. I can't think about anything but playing music and, how can I make and create more? But I gotta drive the truck. I gotta work. I gotta continue to do this thing in order to make things be, successful, a way to try to make both ends happy on both sides. How do I inevitably continue to make myself happy while trying to keep the employers happy, because we got to pay the bills, right? And it was part of the thing that, the part that was really bothering me was just the burden that, student loan debt can often have on you, and I realized that I couldn't really get above a certain amount of pay working local jobs around my own state. So I said, man, I gotta go get my CDL. And I got my commercial driver's license, and I still inevitably continue to think only about music. I kept thinking about music the whole route. It's like, how do you focus on something when it's not your purpose, when it's not your passion? How do you continue to do this thing and try not to push below the surface your goal, your dream, the thing that you feel like you were inevitably created to do? And I'm not sure that I ever got over it. I feel like, honestly, the whole journey just continued to maybe taunt me, repeatedly. Yeah, of course, we got a chance and opportunity to see all of the states in the country. There's many people that haven't seen that. But this whole while, all I can think about is music, more music, making beats, making more music, and it's just this constant grind, and the funny thing about a grind is you want to believe that there's going to become an opportunity when you get a chance to actually get to the core of the reason why you're grinding. You know what I mean? When you grind a stone, you're grinding it to get it to a particular shape. If you're making a sculpture, you're trying to grind for a purpose to reach this thing. But how do you reach this thing if you feel like it's not coming? You know what I mean? But we just stayed on the road. We felt like we had to do this thing to get to this one particular goal, because finances will put you in a situation where you're always focused on survival. It's very tough to develop the mature muscles to be able to create clearly, freely, and with gratitude and joy and fun when you have something lingering in the back of your mind, such as finances. And I can't say to this day that it's not something that I still think about. Of course I've matured and I've grown quite a bit to the point that I've learned how to allow what it is I do in the world, whether it's my job or not. I've learned how to take all of that and not hide it from my art practice, but inevitably make it a part of my art practice. And that's a thing that takes a lot of maturing in order to get to that level and to get to that point, And so that's something that I do, and that's something that I try my best to focus on when I'm having to do this tough work, you know. And I don't even think the work is that tough if you don't have your eyes sighted on a passion and a purpose, you know. I mean, there were plenty of times where I would be playing music alone, you know, and writing songs, you know, at different roadside stops. You know, we'd be at a truck stop or something like that, because my wife and I, we drove these trucks together, you know, and she supported me all the way through this entire thing. But I would be playing music alone. I would be taking piano lessons on the truck. You know, in the back of a truck, I had a piano on a bunk bed, you know, and I would just play and practice and along on the road, you know. And this is something that's kind of, I don't want to say that it's unheard of, but I would say that unless you're on the inside, maybe it's not that regular of an occasion for you. You know, maybe you never see something like that. Maybe this is amazing. Maybe you feel like somebody really loves that thing that they're doing. You know what I mean? But I just never could remove it from my brain that this is my dream, was my dream, continues to be my dream, and will always be my dream. But how can you freely, clearly, with joy, continue to do this thing with finances continually lingering in the back of your mind, you know? How do you do it? How do you continue to go on? I used to ask myself all the time, you know, why music? No, I'm lying. I never asked myself why music. It was something that I started to love from the beginning. You know what I mean? I always loved it, you know, but I will say that, like, I continue to stay exhausted on the road. I was so tired. It was just constant driving. You're always driving. We were team drivers, so we never got an opportunity to really sit down and take a rest. If I wasn't driving, my wife was driving. My wife wasn't driving, I was driving. And, you know, I always was practicing. You know, anytime I got a break, I was always making some music. I was always making music, you know what I mean? And, you know, there were even times where we rarely got a hotel room because we had like some kind of breakdown or something like that. And I would still be making music, you know. I would just still be making music no matter where we went, no matter where we were on the road. This was something that I was continually doing, you know. And yeah, we had our various challenges and continual sacrifices, you know. You know, there was constant time that we often spent always away from our families. You know, we spent my birthday in Michigan, you know, way away from, you know, everybody. We spent a Christmas on the road, you know. And I'm not saying that these things were terrible, but they were definitely sacrifices and definitely huge hardships. And so it incredibly affected us. I think not only did it try to fizzle out our passion, but I think that the fact that there was such strong, forcible turmoil in our direction coming from the requirement of what corporations demand of you because of their bottom line focus, that it continually like drained us. It made it very tough and hard to continue to go on. There's an artist by the name of Valerie June whom talks about pushing up against a stone. And that's what it felt like, you know. It felt like we were pushing up against something that was super immovable, didn't want to budge, you know what I mean? And, it was very tough, to continue to go. And, but, I don't want to be a negative, a negative Nate, you know what I'm saying? The female's a negative Nancy, but you dig what I'm saying? Like, we definitely had our victories along the way. We had, many different songs that we completed. We finished so many different songs and recorded so many different things. I got so much better on the Fender Rhodes electric piano that it's ridiculous. It became second nature. I learned the instrument, learned how beautiful and wonderful that the instrument could sound, and those are just some things that, I have to give notice to. My relationship got super, super strong, on the truck with my wife, which we weren't married at the time, but we grew in immeasurable ways. We finished, like I said, we finished so many different songs. We got a lot of positive feedback, you know what I mean? And I won't say that. Well, yeah, honestly, a lot of the positive feedback did come from our family and from our friends. People were impressed upon the journey that we were taking to, pay off some student loan debt and the job that we had to work in order to, continue to fulfill our passion and everything of that nature. And no, it most definitely was not easy. Like, none of it was easy. There was constant, just issues and problems on the road. I remember us, once like having a police officer come onto our truck, you know what I mean? We pulled over on the side of the road and he just came onto the truck and man, I felt like at that moment that like we were having issues, like actually having our rights, because it didn't feel like we were respected out on the road. It felt like we were just, out in the middle of an island, and whatever goes, just goes, But we continue to pursue the dream, and I'm happy that we continue pursuing the dream, continue to go forth, continuing to not let obstacles get in our way, because they'll come by the boatloads, and that what you focus on, you tend to, I won't say that what you focus on, like more of it comes to you, but the truth of the matter is like what you focus on, you're more aware of those types of things when they show up in your life, because you're essentially putting a magnifying glass on those things that are coming up against you while you're trying to pursue your dream, which I'm trying to pursue the dream of being a full-time musician, and man, like I continue to try to build the momentum in all the different ways that I can. I try to perform as much as possible. I mean, granted, I'm not seeking an old regiment or an old style of what a musician looks like in the world. A musician looks like someone that goes all over the world and does shows. And while that's something that I'm super interested in doing, I noticed that I want to be able to not have to travel all over the world in order to deliver great things to the world. You know what I mean? And that's the beauty that we have in the internet and being able to consume creative films and music art mediums. That's the joy that we have in these generations. But I share my music online as much as possible, and I'm constantly uploading different tunes and different albums and different I don't want to say the word content, because I always say that like makes me feel like it's kind of cheapening the art form. Content feels like this thing that expires, that sits on a platform, for some period of time, and it's certain mediums definitely feel like they can live forever, within a painting or whatever it might be. But you know, don't allow me to digress too much, but, I try my best to just continue to put out music and just continue to pursue the dream in any way possible, whether it's playing a new instrument or not, but I will say, like, it has its emotional toll. It takes an emotional toll on you, you know what I mean? I try my best to just capture the highs and capture the lows and keep those things, in the forefront of my mind so that they essentially drive me, you know what I mean, in a positive way, positive reinforcement. I don't want to get too tied up in thinking about the negative things that impact the direction that I'm trying to go in my life and the way that I'm trying to positively impact those that are around me in my life at whatever proximity that they are to me. You know what I mean? I want to continue to bring these moments, show these moments, and, let you guys know and share with you that, we're pushing and we're pursuing and things are going well. You know what I mean? But there's a constant inner struggle. You know what I mean? There's an inner struggle knowing that, like, hey, I'm going to do this thing. I've been doing this thing. I'm going to continue doing this thing. Nothing's going to stop me from doing this thing. And obviously we're talking about the music, you know what I mean? I try to remain very impractically practical about it, I mean, you know how it is. Like, they say oftentimes that the people that don't make it tend to not make it because they give up, you know what I'm saying? And I think that if you give up, like, you maybe didn't really want it that bad, you know what I mean? Like, I know things come up, but, like, you can't let any obstacles stop you from chasing your dream, you know what I mean? Whether you have children, you have a family, I'm not telling you to be selfish and not take care of your family or anything like that, but you can't abort who you are and abort your purpose, i.e. the mission, for anything happening. Financial obligations, family obligations, goal-oriented obligations, job-oriented obligations. You can't let any of those things stop you from seeking your goal and seeking your dream. You know what I mean? You got to seek it day in and you got to seek it day out, and I mean, I'm still working. I'm not on the truck anymore. So we have grown and we have evolved. But, there's still that inner struggle. There's still those obstacles. And we continue to keep on pushing, you know what I mean? And I just want everyone to stay resilient and keep the passion and keep the drive to keep on going despite anything, Continue to seek your goals, you know what I mean? Because I am. This is it right here. You're watching it. You're watching it right here on this film, I have to go to work in the morning. It's 10:02 p.m. I got off work at 5:30, 6 o'clock, and I'm making a short film right now. And I've got an alarm clock going off at 4 a.m. You can do it, because I'm sitting here doing it right now. Peace. Go do it.
Give me all of your your gangster love. Give me all of your love. Why I give up all of your gangster love. Give me all of your love. Wow. Gangster love is real. It's realer than what you may feel. And I'm telling you from the bottom of my heart. The song that beats forever. It resonates in my heart and soul. Love and happiness is so bold, but it could also be so cruel. So feel what I'm telling you. Give me all of your love. Give me all of your love. A while kill all of your gangster love. Give me all of your love. While kill all of your gangster love. Give me all of your love. A while kill all of your gangster love. Give me all of your love. While kill all of your gangster love. Give me all of your love. While kill all of your gangster love. Give me all of your love. While kill all of your gangster love. Give me all of your love. While kill all of your gangster love. Give me all of your love. Wow. Oh, 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 I think about you, and I pick up the phone, and I ring you whenever we're in alignment. I'm talking to you on the phone, baby. I'm wishing you stay my lady. Oh, baby's forever. I love you so.